Hello and welcome back to Planet Zoo, to I believe the 4th episode. That's what we're at now, I think. I don't really know. And we're going to continue by building a habitat for our polar bears. Can you see the happiness in my face that you can't even see? Maybe you can hear the happiness in my voice. I don't know. But can you tell how happy I am about the fact that we're going to work with polar bears? Yeah, perfect. I'm gonna give them some extra water here because I don't know who else to give it to, because they're gonna need a huge thing anyways. This might be a little too much, but I'd rather have too much than too little because, yeah, they're polar bears. They're gonna complain no matter what we do. There we go. Door. How big is this? 10,000? It needs to be 10,000. Yeah, 12,000. This isn't even that, like, too big. A little too big, but that's okay. Because now we're gonna dig a hole. To give them access to water. Water. Ah, that is too much water. Definitely. Or like, they won't have enough landmass. Oh no, they do actually have enough landmass like this. Fair enough, then I'll just leave it like this. I find it very interesting how, you know, the game's just like, oh yeah, whatever. You know, like, no, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to edit the hardest tundra ever. The most annoying part is going to be replacing everything with, renewable energy, but this guy should finish his research at some point so that we get solar panels which have a larger reach. And then we should, theoretically speaking, be fine. Okay, so once again, let's just turn this whole barrier into a see-through barrier. No, this whole area needs to be chilled, because I believe polar bears require a lot of snow. Does it show that anywhere? Nope. But they live in a place that is snow. So, what we're gonna do, we're gonna build them a big house. Covering a very large area. And once I'm done with the house, we're gonna see how much of the other area we can transform into an area they can actually use, because, you know, I always planned on building like polar bear houses, just the next time I'm gonna build a polar bear house, it's gonna be a proper looking one, not just a huge box. This is also not going to allow any visitors inside because it's a polar bear house. And polar bears aren't exactly fond of visitors. They're also not too fond of being in zoos in general, but we can't really, you know, do anything about that. Except for not putting them in zoos at all, but that's bad for the animal itself. Because conservation efforts, and polar bears aren't exactly the sort of species that's not going to die out if we don't do anything, you know. So it's always like, you don't really want to put them in a zoo that they're not comfortable with, but also if you don't put them in a zoo they're going to die, so you sort of have to put them in a zoo. Both options aren't good. I think that's all that needs to be said. They don't enjoy zoos, but if they're not in a zoo, it's just going to be a big problem as well. Dangerous fighting due to overcrowding in the hyena habitat. Who's fighting whom? Probably one of the two males. Nope. Wait, how many animals are in here now? Ah, you aged up, okay. Bye-bye. No, it should be fine. And then we're gonna take one of these things. How can you stop it? Why are you even in here? Second of all, Bomba, stop doing creepy things. I believe they've just been out for too long, right? Yeah, it's just heat. Go inside. And I could give them like another sprinkler right here. Sprinklers everywhere. There, have a sprinkler. I'll just place sprinklers literally everywhere because they cool the area down. Okay, so first things first. Gotta separate one of these guys from the group. It's already separate from the group. Okay, perfect. It's its own group. Up. And then we need to make a second layer of wall. Then we need a roof. I've done buildings bigger than this, with more detail than this, but also they weren't in a scenario zoo that I'm never going to play again. Except for when I have to do it in hard mode, because I once said that I was going to. Yay! Also polar bears. It's like Bernie making us want to hate polar bears, because both times he gave us polar bears. Like, he doesn't ask for reindeer or Arctic wolves, he asks for polar bears. Imagine like the base game being transformed and every scenario just asking for polar bears. Okay, now that you've got your 20 panda bears, please get a polar bear to add to it. What do I know? I mean, just imagine that. It would be like the ultimate meme edition of this game. Okay, and then we need a roofy roof. Let's just do a metal roof this time. And I want a 4-meter roof. Yeah, well, stop being sick. Please. Please just stop being sick, thank you. The whole habitat cleanliness is a risk thing. It's always like, why is no one cleaning it? Like, I've got stuff here. Maybe I need more stuff. I suppose there's a big area, so I might get more people. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on. And now clean the place up. And the mechanic, why not? Mechanic, not vendor, mechanic. They're all running away. They don't want to work in the hottest tundra ever, but they have no choice. They now live in the hottest tundra ever. Whether they want to or not. Just imagine being told, like, yeah, you're going to work in a zoo with the, you're going to work in a zoo with polar bears, and everyone's like, oh my god, thankfully I finally don't have to work in a hot area anymore. And then you realize that it's a zoo in a little savannah. Like a little desert. And, you know, like the zoo is just like, oh yeah, well, that's just how we do things here. I think I just instantly quit. You know, like you come into the zoo expecting this nice place, and then you get not only little chaos, but also little hot chaos. I mean, just imagine how hot this place has to be. It's what, 44 degrees now. That's just really, really hot. I already die when it's like 38. Which makes sense because that's above your body temperature, and humans aren't snakes, so we can't really regulate it all. Like, we do regulate it, but when it gets hotter than our body temperature, we're sort of struggling. Especially when the humidity is high, because then sweating doesn't work anymore either. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why you can die from overheating. Which a polar bear will not do because it's a clever polar bear, I hope. I'm just gonna assume that it's a clever polar bear that's gonna stay inside a lot. Even though it might want to have a little more space, but you know, the sacrifices you have to make for not dying from heat exhaustion. They're all small sacrifices. It's not that bad, you know, just don't die from heat exhaustion. No, I don't want to. I just want to split this object. Split. And then move up. Have a new group. And then we're going to use that to finish off the roof. And we're going to chill this whole place, and then we're going to throw some polar bears in. And hopefully make them happy. I don't know. The only other thing is renewable energy, which we can take care of as soon as the guy has researched the solar panel. It shouldn't take much longer either, and then, you know, the other scenario will always be finished. It will also be finished in, I believe, 4 episodes. That's pretty good. Yeah. Meaning that if any of you have new content you want to see, now is the time to ask for it. Because otherwise I'm just gonna, I don't know, I'll find something to do. This gives me more time to draw and to kill all of my pencils. Suppose. Okay, there we go. This is a very, very creative polar bear. Now let's see if we can get our hands on 2 polar bears. That's gonna be the first issue, right? Like, we're not getting... Look at the... Wait, why are we getting polar bears without ever paying properly? I think Bernie has some sort of secret deals going on there, because it's not how it's supposed to go. Just go inside. Oh, why is he not putting the food in? He can't get there. People are like, we're gonna go outside whether you want it or not. I suppose I could, like, that's right. I know it's not realistic, but I don't have the time to build a completely realistic zoo. I know that some people are actually doing that in this scenario, but goodness. Goodness, no. It just takes forever. I mean, the simple fact that the polar bear habitat is this big is... game. I just want to look on the inside of this building. Please. Please, 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 please. Thank you. And please don't pop me out in 2 seconds. Thank you. The game has graciously allowed me to place my heaters, coolers, on the inside of this building without it killing me. So that's what we're gonna start with. Cooling the whole place down. And then we'll see. Polar bears should be coming in any second now. There's one of them. Okay, so they want rock and snow. I'm gonna do snow around their shelter and then like rock everywhere else. Until we got rid of all the sand we shouldn't have. This is more realistic anyways. Thinking about climate change and everything, you know? The snow is going to come back, don't worry. Okay, well they are too hot obviously, but other than that I think they're okay. Polar bear, polar, polar, polar bear. We'll need a food tray. Actually I should make more entrance areas for them. Like this. So that they don't have to run around as much. Also like around here maybe. Okay, so that's food. They do have water outside, but I'm also going to place some water in here. And some randomly spaced out bedding. Why are the hyenas fighting again? Stop it. Please stop it. Wind chimes, a block of ice, some frozen fruit, a bamboo feeder, this thing, that thing. Just things in general that should make them happier. Okay, so how happy are you right now? Bear? 94.
You know,
there we go.
Those polar bears are gonna be incredible ambassadors for our cause. Just make sure they don't escape, as that would be quite the diplomatic incident.
Yeah. It would be. Okay, and now what we're gonna do is we're gonna quickly get rid of all the non-renewable sources we have and put renewable sources in, and then we should be done with this scenario. Yeah. This was actually not as long as I had thought it would be at first. See, these are like as big as the normal ones, so if their radius is as big as the normal radius. So need to get it to snap. There we go. Ah no, it is smaller. It is still smaller. Actually, this one seems to be bigger. Damn. Don't know why I was waiting for it to be researched then. That's sort of problematic. But like, we don't care about our visitors being happy anymore, do we? So let's just sort that out. Right, where's the next one? Over here. Okay. Gonna be a little tricky. Because we also need to cover all of these areas. But I believe that all of these here are staff areas anyways. Like, visitors can't go here. Did it really just place that on the tree? Game. Why is this so high up? Sometimes I really wonder what the game is thinking when it's trying to do stuff. There we go. Okay, but we've still got some stores on the inside that we need to take care of. Why is this on such a random floor as well? There we go. People won't be happy about it, but people don't have to be happy about it. They can see the polar bear even if there's solar panels hanging around randomly. Ice accepted as a statement. Zeus, I do now have polar... do now have these things as decoration, okay? Gotta remove that one. Just that one. This was solar panel. Hopefully cover everything we need. Yep. This one here is going to be another slightly difficult one. So I've got a little bit over here that I need to cover. Is this another habitat? What is that even? It's just this thing here, right? I don't care about that. And then I think this is the last one that we have to replace. Oopsie daisy. There we go. Off you go. Just not going to connect to the path. Hello? Here we go. Okay, so what's not powered? Something's here and something's here. We're gonna have floating wind turbines, okay? You might think that that is not a good idea, but I think it is. It also shouldn't count as habitat, so it might even work. You know, that's the main idea here. And yeah, the space over there, of course, as well. Is that overlap, or what is that? I think that's overlap. Okay, so now all that's left to power are these few things here. Quink, which we can easily do by just placing this thing. And then we should be done. Only started a habitat but never finished it? Okay. Ah, right, this thing isn't working. For some reason. Probably because there's no wind, because I'm just that clever, but... Do I have any generators left? Yeah. There it is. Okay, and after that one we should be done, hopefully. There we go.
Isn't modern energy technology amazing? Here's us, with our very own North Pole in the middle of Mexico, and it isn't using a single watt of non-renewables. Incredible!
Yep.
I know how hard it was to get the zoo to this point, but trust me when I say it was worth the effort. Giving people the opportunity to see these magnificent animals up close, particularly those from the Arctic, makes them so vividly real that the guests can't help but empathize with them. That connection is important because if we want to have any chance of saving these species, ensuring that they aren't just some distant legend for future generations, then everyone will have to do their part. These animals, these incredible, noble animals, they need our help. So, do you think you've done your part? Or is there perhaps yet more that you can do? Well, that's up to you, isn't it?
Yep. That's up to me. And all of us. And the developers. Because, you know, the developers can always give us more campaigns to do things with. And yeah, that's it for the campaigns on normal mode. We've now finished all of them. I've finished all of them. Wriggled my way through them. Tried not to die. I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, I hope I'll see you again in another series because, well, this one is sadly come to an end. But I think we're at 50 videos, so, you know, it was a good time. Bye!